I figured I'd let you guys try to guess what it was when it was already spinning. Beautiful dark walnut. It's gonna be a pretty one. Just a basic block. It does have some checks in it, which I'm gonna work through. Not sure about this top one here, but we're gonna make another yarn bowl per request. When I can get this thing to spin up, I can cut this stuff pretty quick. Get this formed up. It's not hitting. I'm just wearing half it down my shirt. All right, let's get it. Get a nice little bowl out of this. It's gonna be a pretty one. Just got to work around that bad check there. Need to put my glove on. That stuff's a little hot. It'll burn the side of your hand. I gotta play, where did I hide the glove? Got the glove. Yeah, we have to do a little gluing on that, but I still got flat spots. I don't want the flat spots in this one. So we're going to keep on taking it down. Take a nice big pass off of it now. hot. It's dulling my tool really fast. I gotta go sharpen it again. Alright, let's get this as close as we can to it. I sharpened my tool for like the 4th time. This stuff cuts good, but man, it's dulling the edge pretty darn quick. Still got a little bit of a flat spot there. I don't mind having it in the what's going to be the rim. 2 spots, a little much there. So let's clean this mess up here and see how much of that we can get rid of. Get you guys a little bit closer here. See if it'll stay right there. See if we got rid of that little flat spot. No, this thing is just gonna, I don't want to take it down that much. I'm looking for a specific size for the inside, so it'll be what it is. But let me see if I can get that cleaned up a little better. Gonna have like a little flat spot here and a nice little taper and a nice 2-stage rim at the top. I think that's going to give us a nice little profile. Yeah, just a slight little hint of a rim there. See, I'll glue that. Put a little glue in there. You're going to get that. It's kind of hard to get away from it. Alright, I think we're good. Let's see, I'm going to make a... Let's go ahead and put a mortise here. Get this flat and put a mortise in here for the... Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Dark walnut. Switch over my spoon. Okay, I think I can switch over and take this off. This tailstock can go out of the way now. I always wind this down and take this little pointed tailstock piece off because I keep hitting my elbow on it. I've been bleeding and everything else. This thing will tear your elbow up, so you got to make sure you take it off there. Whew! Make a mess of my forearm. Now let's get the height right on this. I'm going to use my carbide cutters to get this worked in here. So I just have to locate everything because I'm a professional at losing the place of where my stuff is. Actually, I know where it's at. It's just all underneath here. I keep putting them all together. A little too high. Does a really nice job at getting that in there pretty good. I'm going to clean all this up now. We'll do a little bit of light sanding on it and we'll get it spun around. Actually, this is a little bit of a taper. I'm going to go ahead and flatten that out really quick and before we spin it around. Make this one a little shorter. I like having it to be like a little bit of a neat design in the bottom, even though you might not see it. I still like it to look kind of neat if somebody is looking at the bowl and as a whole, spinning around looking at it. I want the bottom to be fancy too. So let's find, it's like, where did you put the sandpaper? Let's see, I want to find the correct one. This one will work to start with. Just gotta love the smell of walnut. So it didn't come out too hatefully bad. The few little rough spots. I said we got a little bit of checking, which I'll glue up. No big deal. Won't be an issue. But I do need to find, this is like 220, one of the round. I don't like to waste any of it. I keep using it until it's completely no good. Pin that. Yeah, one of the nice things about using this stuff's pretty tough, and you can fold it over like that and get in these corners, and you don't have to fear getting too hot on you or something like that. It keeps it pretty cool so your fingers don't get hot, and it also keeps your fingers protected. So it's not too bad. There's a little bit of roughness here. I'll have to do a little bit of hand sanding on some of that open grain where you cross the top. But other than that, it's coming out really nice. And I think we're at the point now, see if I can get this to lock and come undone without the chuck coming undone. Sometimes this thing gets locked on there a little too much, and then the chuck comes unlocked. It looks like we may be winning this time though. These things can be a booger, especially when you get them really smooth. You can't get your hands on it. Problem is I use the drill bit that keeps these kind of snug, because like in cedar and stuff, that'll come out. So I probably could have used a little bit bigger drill bit in that. So time to remember which way this comes undone. Up, I got it right. We'll take the worm screw out. We'll get it spun around here. Get it nice and tight. Looks like it's a little wobbly on there. Make sure it's seated all the way back. Well, that will undo it if I don't put the other piece in here. Get her nice and tight there. Unlock the machine before I try to turn it on. Let's turn it on and see if it's any wobblies. It's not bad. A little teeny bit. Nothing to be concerned about though. Now we're going to start gouging out the center. I'm going to attempt to do it without the stock, tail stock, so we'll take it nice and gentle. At least I think I'm going to take it nice and gentle. Remember that check was on, we had a check on this side, so I kind of want to see, I just made a rim, that's my point. The bowl will start from there in, but I just want to keep an eye. This is a check that goes across here. It only goes to about here until about there, but if I catch it wrong, that could come flying off. So, I'm going to start going in. It still seems pretty solid, but once I start going in, it may come loose, so I'll have to go ahead and glue it in there real quick if it starts getting too loose on me. We'll go from the center out, that way it's not... Alright, we're down past where the worm screw went in. We still got a good inch or more. So I needed this to be about 4 inches or more for a yarn bowl. So that's why I had to be careful about taking it down and worrying about taking that off there, because it would have made the diameter too small. Alright, now I'm going to switch over to my smaller gouges. It's kind of hard to reach in there. We'll try the 3/8 gouge. See if it's sharp enough. We need to bring this in a little bit more in there. There we go. Alright, let's stop for a second here. And I'm pretty sure we're plenty fine on the depth, but I've said that before and regretted it. So let's double check it. So I've got probably a good 3/4 I can take out of it for sure. So let's go ahead and let's bring this in a little closer here. We'll work on that. Get all this out of there. There we go. I still got to take more off of here. I've kind of run out of room to reach in there with this. So we're going to go ahead and use our carbide, the round carbide, to work on getting the rest of this flared in and tied in across here. All right, that's pretty good looking there. I can tell this has got like a slight hump in it. I've got to flatten it across there. And after that, we're pretty darn good. A piece of that check fell out there. I don't know where it went. So I'll have to get some glue in there. I got plenty of depth, so I might have to take this rim down a little bit just to kind of that, or I could put my hook part in here where it hooks around for the needle or for the yarn. That'll work perfect. We resolved it just like that. All right, man, you just can't get over how nice this stuff is. Look at that. This dark as can be all the way through and through. A lot of times it'll get a little lighter as you get inside if it's not really good dark walnut. So we have some beautiful dark walnut here in the farm. I hate to see them get blown over, but it does happen, and sometimes they die. It's just part of the cycle of life. Double check our depth here. I can see it's got a few little checks here and there we're going to have to address. Yep, I think we are perfect as far as the depth goes. So, let me do a little vacuuming. There's a couple little checks I want to go ahead and get some glue on. And it is coffee 30. So it's time for me to go get a coffee. And we'll be back in just a flash. Okay, hopefully you guys can kind of see what we're doing here. I've had quite a few requests for these yarn bowls for the ladies who do the knitting. So I figured, well, the check was here. And normally you cut down and you make a little J hook. Sometimes you'll see them, they just sweep down and there's a little circle there. So I can drill that out. I got the coping saw, so I think I can do most of it, but I got a new Dremel tool that I think I could finish that up with. I just got it from Amazon, just left. So I got it specifically for doing that. So let's see what happens. So I've got to kind of move you guys up out of the way a little bit. Move you back a little further. Sorry about all that swinging around. But I gotta get my light up out of my way. But take the coping saw, and I drew that line, just kind of follow it. Once you get it started in there, it's not too bad. And it just takes a while. So you kind of see what I'm doing, and I'll follow that line. I'll bring you back once I get it most of the way done. All right, I got the Dremel tool out, But I went on Amazon because I was trying to find a way to better use my Dremel tool a little better. And I found this one kit. It's even got little cutters, just like a regular size router. It has a round over bit, coping bit. That's a nice little mortise bit. So I was like, well, okay. So I could do a little design work. But it was the only kit that I could find ones that had like cutters, like a router. See? So I'll put a link to it on the main opening. So let's see. I kind of got most of this coped out. That's just holding a little bit. But let me spin it around a little more for you guys. And we're both going to find out at the same time if this little cutting tool will work. Since this isn't broke all the way, I'm going to try to come in like right in here and finish it up. And then we'll go from there. Hopefully things don't go flying. Let's say that's not working exactly the way I was thinking it would work. Let's see if I thought it would cut. See, it's not cutting. It's hard to find good cutters for these Dremels. You'd think that thing would cut like crazy. It just turned blue hot. So let's try a different one. Maybe that one's just too aggressive. Let me find one that's not as aggressive, and we'll try that one in there. Like this one right here is a lot smaller spindle. So let me go get the tool, get it changed. Okay, we'll try the smaller little spindle cutter. I thought that's what these would be for. You'd think. That's why I bought them. Not that impressive, and in fact very under impressive. You kind of see what I'm doing here, but I've got to make this little notch here, and the way this thing's cutting, I'd say this is also a failure. I'll find a bit that works. Just hold tight. Kind of give you guys an idea what we're doing. Well, that one looks a lot meaner. Maybe it'll work. Find out. Whoa, now I don't want to put marks at all my wood. I was just trying to find a better way of doing this. It is kind of a pain. You can't really get a saw in there to cut it. I was afraid to use my router. You know, routers can just take off on you. But, I mean, this might be good for making like little notches. A little texture, I don't know. It ain't much good for doing this. But you don't know until you try, right? Just trying to hold it steady. Work my way around. Well, it was a bit hard on the bit. I kind of got a J in there. It needs to be a little bigger. It's hard to hold it. You don't want it to go crazy on you, like that did. I don't know how they do it in the factory. They probably got a CNC machine or something that does it. I'll figure out the best way to do this. Even if it takes me 20 bowls to get it right. I'll figure it out. Got to see if I can get all the way through. Kind of a process to kind of whittle down in there, but you kind of see what we're doing. And then when they put the yarn down in there and it feeds out of here, kind of keeps control of it. So let me work on getting this finished up and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, I got it dreideled out. It was kind of interesting. It's not really that easy. That thing doesn't cut like kind of like the picture, like a cutter on a cutter like that on a regular router would just cut perfect. That thing, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. Right now, I used this one. Eventually, I was able to finish it with that one. Right now, I'm having a little fun, and I'm putting little dimples in the rim, just to give the bowl a little texture, something neat. So, and I'll be standing it up here in a few minutes. Let's finish this up right here. Just something different. Something different. Whoa. That one thing about this is a not that expensive Dremel. It doesn't really lock to tighten it up. It just keeps spinning past it. See? So I have a hard time getting the hyper tough, hyper not tough, hyper cheap. Debating whether to do the flat areas or not, but I guess I should. That way it's the same all the way around. I'm trying not to make a pattern, but it's not that big of a rim. These ones we got a little too small. I need to do some of them a little bigger. Cut it off here. I figured it's something different, something to be unique, something that feel neat when you touched it. It's gonna look pretty cool when the finish was on it. And then actually I like it how it burns. It burns a little bit because it gets a dark color. That actually looks really nice. So by accident, but good thing. It's fun to do stuff different every once in a while. Be unique. We're backing that off. I thought it would just give the bowl a little extra fancy touch. As a lot of this stuff is, a lot of these bowls and stuff like that people have around, they're conversation pieces. So you want to have a little fun with it every once in a while, and I think that'll be cool. It feels really neat when you rub your hands over it. It's really cool feeling. So I think let's try to throw a little sanding on the inside. The outside's really nice. The inside, I got this spot right here where I use part of the check to make the J hook, but the other part is here, and it's got a little bit of a lip on it. And if it's rough at all inside, I'll bring you guys down here. If it's rough at all inside, then the yarn won't spin in it. So you can get it really close, and of course when you put the finishes on it, that will slick it up a lot. So let's see. Let me close this up. We don't need all that stuff inside the tools there. Let's go with like I think this is an 80 grit. Let's see if we can kind of knock down some of the edges real quick without hitting the J hook and catching my finger on it. If it spins fast enough, it'll be all right. Just lightly hold my hand over it so it doesn't catch in there. Might take a little bit to get it all kind of smoothed out. Walnuts, the more you sand it, it'll get like a glaze. It gets hot, it'll get like a glaze over it. It's hard to really sand down. I mean, it makes it really smooth and silky. I put a little bead on that. It's a little bead right there. I thought that'd be fun to have on it as well. Let's see how we did. So you always got this little rough spot here where it crosses the grain, but it's not super bad. I think the finish will handle any of that imperfection there. So let me go get the finish for this, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use the Varethane sanding sealer on it and seal it up really good. This will help to lock in all the pores and just make it finish better. I mean, I'll use shellac on it. This isn't a food item or something somebody will use for food, so I want a really nice, tough, durable finish on it. They're going to have yarn spinning around inside of it, so I want to have a really good sealed up finish so that the yarn will slide real easy in there. I said it'll take a good 20 minutes or so for this stuff to dry up really good, and then you can go ahead and start putting your top coat on it. I'm probably getting a little more aggressive than I need to with it. I like to get it sealed up really good. This makes for a little better job. Usually I'll wait an hour. They say like 20 minutes or so is what you need to do, but I put it on a little thicker. Go ahead and give it a little extra time to dry. Beautiful color. Got to get down inside all these little nodules I made. It's coming out nice. Let me swing you guys up a little bit so you can kind of see the top as we're going. Swing it around. There we go. Just like to get all these sealed up really good. I know a lot of people don't use the sanding sealer, but I'll tell you, it's well worth it. It really helps to protect your work, and any future problems like checking or anything, it seals it up really good. Helps to protect, keep the moisture in, what moisture there is in the material, so you don't have a lot of changing during the seasons. This all lumber, I don't care how dry you got it, it gets water in it. It collects water out of the moisture of the air. That's why you have to acclimate hardwood floors when you come to your house. And all wood does that. So if you seal it up really good, it's less susceptible to those conditions changing, and your material is more stable. So that's why I think it's good to take the time to get it sealed up good. And you'll end up with a better product in the long run. Alright. We'll just let all that settle in. And it'll darken up as it dries, and then we'll go ahead and put the finish on it. I'm going to put a nice durable finish on it. This will make it nice and tough. Stand up for a long, long time. I'm just using a semi-gloss on this one. Doesn't need to be that shiny. Just need to be nice and smooth and durable. Probably put about 3 coats of this on there. Probably do just fine. Stuff will finish up super nice. Bring you back when it gets all dry.